Hi, this is Jason with JAnyone, and I wanted to give a review today of the BLU Studio 7.0 2 phone. Perhaps you're interested in this phone and wanted to know if it would work for you. So I bought this phone, used it for about a month or so, and wanted to just give you my thoughts about it. The reason I like it, I'm interested in the biggest phone that I can possibly have, and so I was very excited to try this phone out. It is about the size of a 7-inch tablet. Just to give some comparison, this is an 8-inch tablet from Samsung, so you can see it's almost that big. It really is every bit of the size of a 7-inch tablet. Some other comparisons, this is a phone by Xiaomi. It's not available in the US, but it's called the Mi Max, which I'll be reviewing in a separate video. Here is a Note 5 from Samsung, more or less the biggest phone that they offer. And then this is an iPhone 6s Plus. So again, you can see as far as size-wise, it's really bigger than the biggest offerings from Apple or from Samsung. So that was really appealing to me. So let's talk about the pros and the cons of this phone. A couple of pros. First of all, it was really not expensive, whereas you're looking at $700–800 for either of these phones. This one you can pick up new anywhere from under $200. I think I was able to buy this one on eBay for about $130 or so. Secondly, it comes unlocked, so you can use it with any GSM carrier that just lets you insert a SIM card, and such as T-Mobile, AT&T, just plug your card in and you're good to go. It does have expandable storage, so that's good. And then of course the size, which I really like. It also runs a late version of Android, so as far as the operating system that's on there, you're completely flexible with whatever you can get from Android, and so you're not limited in any way there. However, let's now talk about some of the cons, and there were three aspects that were just ultimately made it so that I had to move on from this phone. First of all, it's not such a big deal. For me, I'm not a big camera person, but the phone only comes with a 5-megapixel camera, so compared to maybe what you're used to with your iPhone or with a Samsung phone, you're not really going to be taking such great high-quality pictures. So that was one drawback. Another drawback is when you're using the screen, you can feel that it's not a whole lot worse, but it's not as responsive as the nicer screens on a Samsung phone that I had been used to. But those two things wouldn't be a deal breaker for me. But ultimately, I had to stop using this phone because of the third negative thing against it. It only has 1 gigabyte of onboard RAM, and I just found ultimately that with a later version of Android, it's just noticeably a little bit slower. It's not drastic, but if you're opening apps, it just seems to take a few milliseconds longer than what you're used to. So ultimately, if you were trying to do something like take some notes at a presentation or something like that, it was to the point that you feel like you're lagging behind. So ultimately, that's my review of the phone. I love the size. The price is great. Plug and play with the SIM card is great, but the performance is definitely noticeably slower. Unfortunately, 1 gigabyte of RAM just isn't enough to do it. I'm very excited about a phone coming out by Acumen called the Holophone. It's going to be a full 7-inch size phone that has 4 gigabytes of RAM. But as for this one, it was just a little bit too slow for me to really continue to use it. So hopefully that review will be useful to you if you were thinking about getting this phone. And I wish you all the best in making your own phone decisions. Thanks a lot. Bye.